What's up, witches? It's me, Luna, and today I am feeling overwhelmed, but for the best possible reason. I am just stunned with the number of decks that showed up over the last week. You guys are amazing. I mean, it's like, send me a birthday deck, and I think, oh, somebody will. They just arrived in spades. Thank you so much. So I'm feeling like really pressured to rush and get these videos done, but I'm not going to rush because I want each one of you that sent me a deck to get a really good reading from it and to give it the time that it takes. I have already unwrapped and looked at these decks, but not in any depth, and I can tell you I am just blown away by each and every one of them. So I'm getting started today with this deck from Laura in Florida, and not just the deck. Look at this. Look at this. She sent a little note with this saying that the cats were so she could get free shipping. But look, you see these? They are little sticky notes to put in books. Oh my, you have no idea. Okay, so I have my Mercury in Virgo, conjuncting Pluto in Virgo. So I have a really picky brain, and I have two sets of those little colored post-it note tabs, and one of them sits next to the bed, and one of them's in the bathroom where there is also a stack of books. I want to show you that these are already in use. Look at this. Is that not frickin' adorable? And I will tell you about the book in another unboxing because that was also a gift. So here we go. Pour yourself some coffee or some tea or whatever your favorite is. Join me. I'm in my jammies again, but this time I'm clean. So, all right, let me put my cuties away. This deck I have never heard of. It is Tarot de Carlotydes? I don't know how you pronounce that. Carlotydes? Carlotydes? It's 78 cartas a todo color. 78 colored cards. This is from Fournier, the Spanish publisher. And look at the style. It's like, what would this be? The 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s, I think. Not quite sure. Might be mid 1700s. The copyright is 2021. Let's come up close. One of the things I love is that it's a standard deck. You know, no big, huge box. Just a nice little tuck box and a standard size deck that I can get my hand around easily. So I'm thrilled with that to begin with. Ooh, looky. Little secrets. I love them. Now Fournier, look at the little flowers. Oh my gosh. Look at, I mean, the inside of the box. It's just beautiful. Look at these little extra touches. How nice is that? Fournier does this interesting thing in putting the book in between the cards. I guess it makes the box easier to close. And this, I know I did another Fournier deck recently, can't remember what it is, but we have these interesting sort of folded pamphlet book, and as you can see, I have taped in, this is the Spanish or Italian section here, but when you send me a gift and you send your little note with your name on it, I am going to put it, I'm taping them into the books for the decks so that every time I open this deck to read, I am going to see your name and feel that blessing again and send you that blessing again. So Laura says, happy birthday, Luna. I hope you enjoy this quirky little tarot. Please ask the cards how procrastinators like me and any other viewers can pull themselves out of the sludge right now. Cupcakes in your honor, maybe, from Laura in Florida. Thank you so much, Laura. So interesting little, we have English, or Spanish, English, French, German, and Portuguese. And like I said, 2021. The backs of the cards are like the inside of the box. This beautiful black-backed floral with the moons. It's lovely. It makes me think I might be edging this deck. I don't have a lot of decks that are, you know, standard tuck box decks that I've edged. So maybe I need to do that. Tarot de Carlotydes. If anybody knows how to pronounce that, please point me in the direction. Victoria, made in Spain. This is Dibujos Originales de Carlota Santos, editado y fabricado por Naipes Heraclio Fournier, Victoria, made in Spain. So sorry for my murdering of Spanish. Carlota Santos. I'm assuming that's the artist. So here we have the Fool, and it's this kind of, I guess they might call it slightly naive art style, I'm not sure. But there's just a quickness about the drawings, line drawings, colored in. I'm looking for words to describe. We'll just keep going and see if they come. So here's the Fool, and we have El Loco and the Fool. So we've got Spanish and English titles. Oh my God, okay, look at the Magician. Who's this? Who is this? All together now, four-part harmony. David Bowie. Yes, absolutely. If that isn't, but look at the platforms. Awesome. So yeah, quirky, right off the rip. You know, you look at this and you think, okay, well that is pretty much the Fool. The vine that he's carrying, and I love the underwear. And then we come to this, which takes us in a whole new quirky direction. I love it. I love the change in color palette. And then we're into like pinks. Here's the High Priestess. So we have the columns and we have the crescent. So we do have allusions to the standard, but in its very own interpretation of it. Here's the Empress. Look at her. Ooh, I can see now from where I'm looking, I have a light coming down that glares a little bit. These are kind of a satin finish, if you can see. They're not high gloss like a plastic coated deck, but they're also not matte or satin or what do they call it? Velvet. We might call it satin. But in the camera, I can see the color of her hair. So we have planets in this beautiful crown. She's gorgeous. Look at the Emperor. It's the Emperor what have no clothes. I love it. So he kind of looks like one of the Charleses or a Louis. He looks like a Louis. Hilarious. And the little sunflower there, Sun King. Look at the Hierophant. So we've got like a pope or a cardinal having tea with rabbits. El sumo sacerdote. Suma? I want to look this. Oh no, I don't have my browser open. Never mind. So he's adorable, but we've got little rabbits. Then we have los, okay, the lovers. I'm not going to try the Spanish. This, what's this? This is a nod to Klimt, to Gustav Klimt, The Kiss. It's beautiful. And look at the cherry. So it's so very interesting when we go from color, you know, we've got these beautiful, this color palette happening, and then bam, we've got a black and white with just some very desaturated tones in here. And there's our woman from the front of the book in a different pose, slightly, with her head turned. Then we have Justice. So Justice is number 8 here, which is in the manner of Thoth. I love her chainmail dress. The Hermit. Look at his coat. Wonderful. And we have a black cat. And look at the garlic and grain, and I don't know what that is, and hot peppers. There's a monkey and a snake, and then we've got a line of symbols down here too. Couple lizards, flowers, pineapple. Very interesting. Wine, beer. A lot of little symbols and little details to grab onto here. Look at strength. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Awesome. And, you know, first of all, I'm thinking Hanged Man, but no, this is strength. And if you look at it, right away you get the core strength and control that is needed to hold a pose like this in elegance and grace. What a wealth of information that is. Here's the Hanged Man. So it's like an acrobat. He's an acrobat with the, you know, the thing that's wound around. I don't know what they call them, aerial acrobats. Then we have Death. Wow. I really do love that each card has its own palette to it and its own vibe. Here's Temperance. Look how you can see through her gown. She's like made of sky. Earth and sky. And here's the Devil. The colors are showing up so much better on camera. And we have two women. That's very interesting. And the Devil is a cat. I love it. Here's the Tower with a dragon wrapped around it. The Star. I mean, look at the difference between this, between, you know, that and that and that. The color palette itself, there's an impact, there's a visual impact. Then we have the Moon. Look at her. Definitely a 1920s kind of. Oh, the Sun. So we have diversity. Beautiful. Judgment. Wait a minute. Wait. Yes. Okay. Here's the Judgment card. And then there's the World. This is probably the closest any of them have been to traditional imagery. All right, now we have the Pentacles. Look at the nails. Okay, so here's the Two of Pentacles, and we definitely have the juggling of images, or the juggling of coins, sorry, in the image. Here's the Three. The thing we don't see in the Three is the people that are discussing and planning. But look at, it's like this castle falling to ruin because there's this, looks like we're inside, but there's grass and flowers growing. That's interesting. All right, so this sends me to the book. We have Spanish first, and then we have English. And we start with what is Tarot. So we don't really get a message about this deck in particular. It's just an introduction to Tarot, and then we go into the decks. Let me look at the minors here and see what the commentary is. Minor, Swords. And then we have Cups. Okay, wait, I'm kind of alarmed. Wait. Those are... All right, so here's the... Sorry to go to the book, like right in the middle of the deck, but you know I'm trying to see what they have to say. So there's all the majors. The minors, Swords. Okay, Wands. It looked... I was scared there for a second. Wands, Cups, there's Pentacles. Because of the way the book opens, it's kind of weird. You know, you open it up and you're looking at these two pages and you're missing those two pages. Okay. Four of Pentacles. normal position, loss of material wealth, a hoarder, usurer, skinflint, miser. Okay, the 3 I think is what I wanted to see. Normal position, mastery, perfection, artistic ability, dignity, renown, power. Reversed, mediocrity, money problems, preoccupation, lower quality. So we do have the traditional meanings, just not the traditional images. And they don't describe the images, which I wouldn't expect in, a book that small with that many languages. So here's the 4. Look at like a dark moon, a bright moon, and then we've got is that an eclipse? That's very interesting. Okay. There's the 5. The 6. Talking about weighing and balancing. So there are some allusions to the traditional. Here's the 7. That one's closer. And the 8, she's sewing. I love it. That's personal. Here's the 9. Again, back to that 1700s style. And the 10 is a dragon on a horde. How perfect is that? Here's the knave. The knight on a unicorn. The queen and the king. Then we have the ace. The 2. Oh, Dizette. The 3. This looks kind of Slavic-ish, I want to say. Here's the 4. A lot of recognizable images. I don't know where this is from, but it's something that I kind of recognize. There's the 5. The 6 with the children, yeah. The 7, okay. 8. Can you see? There's a key. It is so very subtle. And look at the cups. There are flames coming out of the cups, and there's a key. I love it. Here's the 9. Caddy. And the 10. Look at the vodka. I love it. It's even got a brand name on it. We have fish and we have oysters with pearls. Looking very Ionic. Here's the Knave of Cups. The Knight. Oh, the Knight's on unicorns. I love it. That's kind of Russian-y looking. Again, very Slavic flavor to this suit. The Queen and the King. On to the swords. Oh, that's amazing. So, that 2 of swords can talk about decisions, but to me, when I see this and a blindfold, I'm in self-protect mode. I don't want to know. I'm inside, don't want to see outside. This can talk about like the bright side, the shadow side, something that needs integrated. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. The variety in this is really amazing, but even with all of the variety, it's very cohesive. And there's the Princess and the Pea. The 4 of Swords. So it's kind of like taking a break, but the Princess and the Pea story is there's no rest. There's no real rest. And then look at the White Rabbit here. I'm late. Wow. 5 of Swords. Look at that. Very cool. Drops of Blood. And the 6 of Swords. Each of the birds has a sword. They are flying to a new destination. So it's cool because usually the 6 of Swords is a boat, but swords being air, they've translated that to birds, and that's awesome. There's the 7. So instead of showing the thief, look at a sword swallower. This can't hurt me. I will eat it whole. Wow. Here's the 8. That's very Swedish. With that candle crown. Terrifying. Here's the 9. Oh, look, she's got a chain around her wrist. And here's the Ten of Swords. Cranes. It looks like cranes. That looks like the Virgin of Guadalupe, right? Come on. Be that way. There we go. They always pop in right when I'm ready to yank my hand away. Then we have the Knave, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Oh, that's interesting. It's got like a fox. Yeah, these are fascinating. Here's the Ace of Wands. Look at that wand, you guys. There are roots. It is flowering like mad. That's gorgeous. Here's the Two of Wands. The dog and the unicorn from that famous tapestry. Here's the Three. Boy, talk about ships coming in. Look at that village prospering. Here's the Four. The Five. Look at the unicorns going at each other. But look at their horns are strapped on and they are flowering wands. That's very cool. Sperateng de oblige. I don't know what that means. That's the Six. Victory. Here's the Seven. Wow, talk about, usually it's like stand your ground, but look at this rising above. Here are these wands, and I not only I'm not holding them off, I am taking the things that are coming at me and making use of those things in order to rise above. 8. So instead of them flying through the air, they are just growing and prospering. Then we have the 9 with this fortress. It's like a mound, a tumulus of, I'm looking for words here. The wall. Then we have the 10. Wow. The Knave. The Knight. Look at this, like the straw costume with the it's like St. George and the Dragon. The Queen, look at her! And the King, all in green. Oh my God, these are beautiful. Unique is the word that I'm looking for here, because they truly are. Hey. Stay. Okay, let me get a charcoal in here. Give this a blessing and let's get going. I would like to invite and welcome my guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, and I would like to invite my team to go greet Laura's team and send such wonderful blessings to her for this amazing gift. Again, it just blows me away to think that people I have never met, I just burned my finger, are care enough to send me a gift like that. Look, you guys, I like fried my finger. When those charcoals light, they are very, very hot, and yeah, okay. I offer my gang fresh water, and I offer the fire of Azrael, and we are going to add to that fire the blessing of air and fire, that this deck is purified and charged, and salt and earth, that it may be blessed and made whole, and the sound of the bell to bring spirit in and the spirit of divination. And let's give it a shuffle. You know this is going to go well. Take off those 2 cards. So we do have these 2 cards here to block the deck with. Always appreciated. There we go. Oh my Lord. Yeah. I could do this literally for hours. Sometimes this is a factor in which deck I'm reaching for. You know, if I really want a deep answer, I've got a thing, and I know I'm going to shuffle a lot. And let's face it, when you are focusing on a question, an issue, it really does help to shuffle a lot, because it gives that deck and your guides a chance to arrange things for you as you're repeating that question. And you know, sometimes you pick up something to shuffle and they just start flying out of the deck immediately. But other than that, it's really wonderful to be able to get them thoroughly mixed. So let's look at Laura's question again. How procrastinators can pull themselves out of the sludge right now. So for all of you who are feeling stuck, who are feeling bogged down, who are feeling disempowered, and just unable to move on an energetic level. And let's see what kind of reading we're going to do. Back to the book. When we get to the end, spreading the tarot cards, we've got this huge reading here. Oh, it's just a Celtic cross, and then they take them and line them up across the bottom. I'm not going to do a Celtic cross. I think I will do possibly 9. All right, well, we've got a couple coming out to begin with. How interesting. 7 of Swords, 7 of Wands. So, just intuitively, the 7 of Swords is talking about things that are difficult to swallow. Things that, if you're not very careful when you're taking them in, can do great harm. So right off the bat, we need to be very careful and caring about our intake of information. Swords are air, right? Information, news, communication. So look at how you're taking in information and how much information you're taking in, because it could be you're getting to that point of too much information, which is raising your stress levels, and then you can't take in anymore, or it's becoming harmful. And then we've got the 7 of Wands here, which says time to use what's available to you in order to rise above. So the first thing that's available to you is time and choice. So the choice of what you do with your time, and just making a little shift. And you know, I say so often that if you really, really are stuck, and you know, as a person that has dealt with depression my entire life, as long as I can remember, literally, when things are getting really stuck, and of course I never really remember this until I've been stuck for quite a while, and like, I can't, how do I, you know, I'm getting desperate. Sometimes it takes a while to recognize that we're actually in the sludge, you know. But one of the things I've found is just to clean something, one small area, and make it an area that's going to have an impact on you and your outlook. So for instance, if I've got like a bunch of crap on my nightstand and I go to lie down at night and there's just stuff there, if I clean that area, that means that as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, I'm going to see something that feels orderly and feels peaceful. So your desk, or a place where you spend a lot of time, if you can take just the amount of time it takes to make that place orderly and peaceful, it can really start the momentum and start the process of rising above. So I'm going to put these here. And then we're going to get 9 of Cups. Look at that, the Wish card. Okay, so what is it you want to do? And I'm getting this very strong vibe of when you're wishing, who, you know, where does that wish go? Who are you aiming that at? And I'm getting this idea of to yourself, to your deeper self. And the wish takes the form of, here I am in the situation and circumstances I'm in now. Maybe you're looking around you going, this part is a mess, I need to get rid of this or whatever. And then start generating this image on an emotional basis of how I want it to feel. How do I want my atmosphere and my environment to feel? And also just how can I take care of myself emotionally? Nines, the odd numbers are dynamic numbers. Going back to the I Ching, odds are masculine, active, and evens are feminine and receptive, experiential. So the 9 is an active thing, and it talks, and so are the 7s, talking about an action to deal with your emotions. So if you are unable to affect the outer world right now because you are stuck, then the first thing we need to do is affect the inner world. Go into the 9 of Cups. Look at the cabinet here with the cups going inside. It's red inside, inside the body, inside, remembering that emotions are physical, and sitting, owning some of the time you have available to you to sit and really give this person your attention. If you need to, imagine that this is your dearest, dearest friend who is in desperate need of your help right now. And you sit with her and say, what do you need, my dear? Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you need. All right? Then let's look at these. This is fun doing a 9 card. I don't do these on camera much, but this is, my go-to. King of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So 10 of Pentacles in the middle, the Dragon Horde. Ooh, so at the heart of this reading, you know what? I'm going to put all of them out. At the heart of this reading says we need to deal with our stuff. And we need to declutter. There was another word coming up. I got the word elevate. Eliminate. Eliminate is a very good word. So we have the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles here. King of Pentacles is the master in the physical realm. He's the owner. I'm getting the word ownership. So the things that you own, what is part of your physical kingdom? And is it too much? Look at the Dragon Horde. Yes, we can say this is what makes me feel wealthy. I have all these wonderful things. But if it's feeling like too much to care for, then maybe if we're not actively getting rid of things, we can at least box some things up, set them in another place so that we're decluttering as far as what we can see. And the Ace of Swords here says, make the cut. Some things just have to go. Some things really have to go. And it does not mean that you are not wealthy if you're, it's an abundance of wealth. When you're saying there's too much, I need some of it to go. And then you make decisions about where things go. So the years that we spent raising children when money was so very tight, when it came time to get rid of the outgrown clothes and the toys that were outgrown as well, it was so very tempting to do let's have a yard sale. I need, let's sell this and make some money. But we never did. Once we did, and we did discover that where we live, there's just not traffic that comes in here. And it was a bust. So we didn't do that anymore. And I said, you know what, so our tactic was always to just move it along. And whenever we would move things along, it made space and more things came in. Plus, that circle is turning. So much of what the abundance that we had at that time was donated to us. And so we keep that circle turning in appreciation of the abundance that comes to us. We hand it along. So however you use this Ace of Swords, it does say that it is time to trim the load. Now, that in itself can take you into overwhelm. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. What am I going to do with it? So if you can pare it down, which is also an Ace of Swords thing, pare it down to, I'm going to work with just this today. Here's just one thing that I'm going to move along. Small steps. Baby steps is the key here. Because we go into overwhelm because we're trying to deal with the whole thing all at once. And it, in fact, is too much to do at once. And as far as deciding what to work on first, what do I clean first? Again, you can go into overwhelm quickly. If it all needs clean, then just put your hand to something. What's in front of me right now? Clean it. Don't question it. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Don't judge it. Just do it. Reach out, put your hand to something. I'm going to clean that thing right now. Then what's the next thing? I'm going to clean that thing. So breaking it down into manageable pieces is how we get out of the sludge and the procrastination. And I might say that you might want to purposely not choose something significant first, right? Because there's pressure on that. Let yourself do some of the smaller things that feel insignificant. The point is to get things moving forward. Okay? And to have an instant gratification, something that's easy to do is going to give you a feeling of success right off the bat, and then it's much easier to build on that success and to say, that felt good, let's do something else. Down here we have the Knave of Cups, the Magician, and the Wheel of Fortune. So here's where our majors are showing up. I'm going to do some, let's look up some stuff here. We haven't done that. Let's start with the swords, the Seven of Swords. And I see that they go in reverse order from the King down to the Ace. All right. Seven of Swords. Normal position, new plans, wishes, efforts, perseverance, attempt, fantasy. Now, interesting, that's not the standard Seven of Swords. What I would like to do is compare it to the Thoth deck. But I don't have the Thoth deck internalized. So, new plans, wishes, efforts, perseverance. So this does talk about making a new plan and making effort towards that plan. And then the Seven of Wands, success, gain, overcoming obstacles and challenges, advantage. So, and wishes, efforts. So wishes reflects in the Nine of Cups there. So having a new plan and making that plan manageable to the extent that it's instant success. The Nine of Cups, success, advantage, well-being, good health, victory, material attainment. So yes, again, we're talking about taking small steps, small bites. What is manageable? What is easy to accomplish? What is going to give me an instant dopamine hit of success? Okay? Now, King of Pentacles. A person of character and intelligence, mathematical ability, loyal friend, reliable in marriage, successful businessman, wise investments, and experienced and successful leader. So, the essence is we're talking about mastery of the material. And then we have 10 of Pentacles, riches, security, intactness, family, ancestry, inheritance, dwelling. So also, if you're carrying a load of somebody else's stuff, if you've had parents that have passed and left you things and you're holding on to them for sentimental reasons, it could be time to pass those along. And, remind yourself that those things are not your parent. You're not going to ever forget your parent because you pass those things along. It's not disrespectful to say, I'm not going to use this and pass the joy along to someone else, all right? Then we have the Ace of Swords. Great determination, initiative, force, activity, excessiveness, triumph, power, fertility, prosperity, love, deep emotional feeling, championship, and conquest. Wow, that's a lot of. I like to see it as time to make the cut. The new beginning comes from what you cut away. All right? Then, Page of Cups. Knave, sorry. Reflective and resolute, studious, loyal, willing to offer services and efforts toward a specific goal. So it does also talk about just approaching things from an emotional basis and from the basis of how can I care for myself emotionally. It talks about staying in touch with your emotions while you're doing things. Let me look again. Reflective, resolute. All right. The Page of Cups, for me, at my foundation, is about looking internally and also about studying and doing something like meditation, something structured that can help you emotionally. So meditation is called for. Then we have the Magician. Skill, diplomacy, self-confidence, flexibility, domination, strategy. So this is just saying you have the skills to deal with the emotional and let things change. And the Wheel of Fortune at its foundation says this too shall pass. It is the wheel that turns. It goes down, it goes up, turn, turn, turn. So you might also want to look at your larger cycles and think about, in terms of a year, what do your cycles look like? I tend to get very enthused and active in the fall. This is it, starting with my birthday, going into Leo season, and then going into the fall, I get very creative, very active. I get busy. And that's when the sun is like crossing my midheaven and going into, 10th and 11th house. I just get busy. So look at your yearly cycle. And if this is a normal time for you to just be in the doldrums, don't judge yourself harshly for it, But still, it's saying that there's an organic facet to this. There are cycles. We are now in waxing moon. So you can maybe use the waxing moon to plan the basic strategy here, which is the Magician, and then see how you start trimming down when it comes to the full moon, the full to the new. And the last one we have here is the Ace of Cups. How wonderful is that? From the Ace of Swords to the Ace of Cups. They say fulfillment, perfection, joy, fertility, opulence, productiveness. This is that reset. You will get this reset. You will get a feeling of fresh start. I'm beginning again. I'm coming out of the dark. I'm waking up. And again, I think that the main thing here is to watch your intake. Look at how you can lift yourself out of that just for emotional purposes. Things that make you feel good, things that bring you some joy, and then start dealing with the material. What can I trim down? What can I pass along? And then bring those copious skills to bear, and let how you feel lead the way in turning that wheel and bringing in something new. And that Ace of Cups says this brings our new start. But how do we deal with overwhelm? Overall, we stop dealing with the whole everything all at once. Put your hand to something, take care of that thing. And you got to kind of compartmentalize. If you've got like a stack of papers on your desk and, oh my God, this one's the most important, stop trying to take one, deal with it, and allow yourself to block off the rest while I'm dealing with this. So that's another thing, to take your success while you're doing it. When you've started doing something, because I know I can do this to myself. All right, I'm working up, but this really needs to be done. I really need, and so I'm not really here, and I'm not effective, and it takes longer, and yeah, then the wheel goes the wrong way. So looking at it and saying, I am going to allow myself to do just this, and let this be enough. And then when you have full focus on that thing, you're going to get it done quicker, and then make sure you do the happy dance. I did it. I have busted my stall. What's next? Okay? So part of it is playing some mind games with yourself. The Magician and the Knave of Cups here. Knowing yourself well enough that you know how to manipulate your own mind. Skills. That's some magician skills there. I hope this helped, Laura. Thank you so much. I love this deck. It's easy to read. I don't know that I'll ever really use the book because it's just a wonderful deck. It really is quirky, and I adore it. Thank you so much. So many blessings to you. If you would like me to read for you on an unboxing video, there's an Amazon wish list below. You can grab a deck. There's everything from, little minis that cost under $15 to $40 ones, whatever. I am always blessed and overwhelmed by the attention that you give to me. It's an amazing thing. Until I see you again, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Think about sharing my content to somebody else that might dig it also. And I will see you on Wednesday for a live stream and random unboxings here and there. Thank you again, Laura. Till I see you next time, this is Luna. Blessed be.